O Diyos aming Ama, ang lahat ng nilalang ay marapat na sumamba sa iyo. Higit sa iyong mga biyaya, sinasamba ka namin dahil ikaw ay ikaw. Lumalapit kami sa iyo, dakilang tagapaglikha, nagsusumamo at humihingi ng kapatawaran. Kami ay nagkulang at nagkasala. Patawarin mo kami sa katigasan ng aming mga puso. Turuan mo kami at dalhin sa inyong kalooban. Tingnan mo kami ng may awa at kahabagan. Hilumin mo po ang aming bayan, ang aming mga mahal sa buhay, kaibigan, kapitbahay, karatig bayan, ganon din ang aming mga kaaway sa pandemyang kinahaharap namin sa COVID-19. Isama niyo na rin ang mga may sakit sa iba't ibang karamdaman. Panginoon, balutin mo kami ng inyong kaluwalhatian. Itago mo kami sa lilim ng inyong mga pakpak laban sa anumang kapahamakan o wala sa oras na kamatayan. Kristo, ang tinapay ng buhay, alalahanin niyo po ang mga namumuno sa aming bansa, ang mga ilaw at haligi ng bawat tahanan, at mga kawani na nagtatanggol sa aming seguridad at mga frontliners. Batid mo, Panginoon, ang mga dinaraanan at bawat ganap sa aming buhay. Espiritong Banal, aming tanggulan at gabay, imulat ang aming mga mata at ipakita si Jesus ang Panginoon at tagapagligtas, ang nag-iisang katotohanan at tanging daan tungo sa Ama. Wala nang iba. Purihin ka, O aming Diyos. Ang presensya mo ay tunay na biyaya ng aming buhay. Ito ang aming samot panalangin. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, Kordero ng Diyos na nag-aalis ng kasalanan ng mundo. Amen.
Reaching out to Filipinos worldwide, the now of digital entertainment with studios in Manila, Bacolod, Hong Kong, and Los Angeles, California. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. An online community for the youth, aspiring entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, OFWs, SMEs, and social enterprises. Let Dear DORE guide you as you build your personal, professional, and business goals. Dear DORE will certainly be with you as you embark your journey and achieve desirable results. Write to Dear DORE and be inspired by like-minded industry leaders who will share their experiences with the community. This is Dear DORE with your host, Dorelene Villanueva Dimaunahan. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
Happy Saturday and happy Labor Day to everyone watching and listening in to Dear DORE Worldwide. My name is Dorelene Villanueva Dimaunahan, and I am very pleased to finally launch this online community for the youth, aspiring entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, OFWs, SMEs, and social enterprises. In today's launch episode, we will be having two guests who can share with us their passions and how these passions turn into something great. So just for everyone to know, Dear Door is available in 14 digital platforms: YouTube, Facebook Live, Amazon Fire TV, TuneIn, Amazon Alexa, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitchers, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. V81 Radio can also be heard in all Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Note that this is only available in selected countries such as the US, Canada, or wherever Alexa is available. So today, we are going to be talking about passion, no? Maganda itong topic natin kasi madaming gumagawa ng online businesses now based on their passion, and that is really one of the best things that we should take note of, or at least one of the many things that we should take note of when we come up with a business. So passion is one of the most important things that drives entrepreneurs. This is what gets them through good times and bad times as well. Passion can also be one of the inspirations that any individual can make use of, whether it's starting a business or their career. For me, I remember that my strongest passion is really educating. That's why I have this show for everyone, and also guiding aspiring entrepreneurs and even professionals in your quest of building your career or business. So stop and ask yourself, so what is your true passion? What makes you excited about what you're doing? Because remember that the difference between those who make it through difficult times and those who don't is passion. I'm very excited to introduce and speak to our two guests. But before that, let's take a short break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Dear Door, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Good news para sa mga kababayan natin abroad. Mapapanood nyo na ang inyong mga paboritong V81 radio shows sa Amazon Fire TV. Simple lang ang gawin. Go to Amazon.com at isearch lang ang V81 radio app and click install. Tiyak wala kayong shows na mamimiss dahil mapapanood nyo na ito anytime and anywhere you want. Gamit ang Amazon Fire TV. Tandaan lang, just install the V81 radio app and you're good to go. Another first from V81 Radio Worldwide. Ano na nga ba ang nangyayari sa Pinas? May pagbabago ba? Umuunlad ba tayo? Kausapin natin ang iba't ibang namumuno sa mga lokal na pamahalaan at national agencies na sumusuporta sa mga proyekto para sa kaunlaran. Liputin natin ang iba't ibang lugar sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao para malaman ang mga pagbabago at mga bagong destinasyon. Kilalanin kung sino-sino ang mga nasa LGU. Ano ba ang impact ng LGU sa araw-araw nating pamumuhay? Learn more about your city dito sa KPI. Kaunlaran at pagbabago para sa inyo. Samahan si Rachel Bonus tuwing Sabado, 1:00 ng hapon, Philippine Time. KPI, Kaunlaran at pagbabago para sa inyo. Dito lang yan para sa inyo sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever.
Hi, I am Christian Bautista. Pinoy music ba ang hanap mo? Download the V81 Radio app, available on the App Store and Google Play. Free now, free forever.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Dear Door, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
Again, happy Saturday and happy Labor Day to everyone watching and listening in to Dear Door Worldwide. Again, Dear Door is available in 14 digital platforms: YouTube, Facebook Live, Amazon Fire TV, TuneIn, Amazon Alexa, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitchers, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. V81 Radio can also be heard in all Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Note that this is only available in selected countries like the US, Canada, or where Alexa is available. Now, let's proceed to our guests. So, I'd like to call on our first guest. He is the general manager of Viper Bicycles. He's also a fitness and cycling enthusiast. You know, there are many wonderful things about this person, and I will let him give a short introduction about himself. All right, so let me call on screen Mr. Ron Tan. Hi, Ron. How are you today?
Hi, Dor. How are you?
Doing
Thanks for
great.
having
So
me.
how is your, yeah, thank you for joining us as well. So how's your May 1? Ang bilis ng panahon.
Yeah, I know it's really fast. It's been tough, but we're trying to be positive.
So, before we move on to our discussion, for everyone who's listening or tuning in to us here at Dear Door Worldwide, I'd like to ask you to please give a little bit of introduction for the viewers out there. Ayan. Idol ko yan, by the way, si Ron, kasi he has so much followers in his page. So, it is an honor to have you with us. Go ahead, Ron.
All right. Yeah. So my name's Ron. I started Viper Bicycles back in. Well, I'll give you a short background on myself. So after college, after college in the States. I worked at media broadcasting in Boston called GBH. Then I switched to finance. I worked at HSBC in San Francisco. Then I came back to the Philippines, back home, helped in their family business. Then started Viper from there, and fortunately, we're still around.
Wow, very humble. So basically, you did mention that you stayed or studied in the US. Very interesting. So from media and broadcasting, what made you decide to come back to the Philippines?
Well, my family's here, and I've really wanted to start a business. And how I'll tell you how I started Viper. From the moment I saw people using a bike for recreation, for exercise, for commute, and for competition, I know right then that this is the business I want to be in for a long time. Um, I really love and appreciate the goodness of a bike, and I may be biased, but there's pretty much no downside in a bike, and there's hardly anything negative about it. So it's good for the environment. It helps reduce traffic. It's good for exercise. It's a good bonding activity. So yeah, I just love it. I love the goodness of a bike.
That's wonderful, no? And if I may please, in behalf of Viper Bicycles, that we will be giving away a bicycle. So we have a very special giveaway for all those who are watching us right now live from Viper Bicycles. The lucky winner will get their very own stationary desk bike again. So this is perfect nowadays, especially, well, we're now in our work from home or telecommute setting, and we do need to exercise. And we do encourage everyone to join this giveaway by following these simple steps. So first, you have to share the live stream link, comment and tag 3 friends that you'd like to come and join us right now, and post on your IG story being in this event, Dear Door Worldwide right now, and tag at Viper Bicycles. So lastly, of course, like the Viper Bicycles and V81 radio page on Facebook, and of course, don't forget to like Dear Door as well. The winner will be announced, when is this, Ron? Next week? How do we go about this?
Yeah, I think our marketing's gonna figure that out.
All right, so please stay tuned and watch, because the winner will be announced on Facebook. All right. So again, get your own Viper bicycle, stationary desk bike, and yeah, enjoy this wonderful giveaway brought to you by Viper Bicycle. So that's for Ron, Mr. Ron Tan. So before we proceed with the question and answer, I'd like to call on a sister of mine. She is the Miss Philippines Earth, or was the Miss Philippines Earth Fire in 2019, marketing director for Gold's Gym, a family-owned business, a transformation coach, fitness enthusiast, motivational speaker, and trainer. So she's also an advocate for anti-bullying and women empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, my JCI Manilena sister, the very beautiful Miss Alexandra Dayrit. Hi, Alex.
Hi everyone. Good evening, and
Hi,
thank you so much
Alex.
for having me, Dor. Ron, it's so nice to meet you as well. You're so inspiring. I want to go bike now.
Yeah,
Definitely
so
try it.
Yeah.
yeah, so for this episode, I'm very happy again because these two guests of mine are those who are very known in their fields. And earlier, if you heard Ron's introduction, he was mentioning the word love several times. So it's really about passion. So I'd like to give this time for Miss Alex, or Alex, my JCI sister, to please introduce herself further. Alex?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Alex Dayrit. I work as the Director of Business Development of Gold's Gym Philippines and UFC Gym Philippines. So basically, I help find franchisees around the Philippines to set up new gyms and help communities get healthier. Also in line with my advocacy as a transformation coach and trainer, which is how I met DORE through the training program of JCI Manilenia, which is an NGO that's all about youth development. So my passion is really about teaching and training, as well as making people healthier and happier. Yeah.
All right, really wonderful. So, if you hear or if you've heard what Alex said, it's really about passion, advocacy, and again, that's how we met. So, yung mga guests natin, for everyone out here, even if they are those who are already successful, as I may say, in their fields, they still love to give back. And again, that is the highlight of our show right now. So, well, let's start with the question and answer portion. And probably I'd like to ask Alex. Could you tell us a little bit more about your brand, Gold's Gym?
Okay, so Gold's Gym is one of the leaders in fitness worldwide. We call it like it started the legend of fitness. Its origin was actually in Venice Beach, California. So there's this place, Muscle Beach, and a lot of the original bodybuilders, the most famous of which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, they really frequented this gym started by Joe Gold. And it was part of the culture of Venice Beach, part of the bodybuilding culture. They started the fitness culture and fitness revolution there way back more than 50 years ago. And it's something that made it all the way to the Philippines. So when Gold started in the Philippines, everyone was really excited about it because it's a known brand. But before it was more of a niche, but now I'm happy that almost everyone is like willing to go to Gold's Gym. They don't find it intimidating. There are a lot of women who work out there, a lot of teenagers. Anyone can go there. And Gold's, more than anything, is really a community. We have more than 100,000 members, and even though now we don't really get to see them as much because of the pandemic, we've been trying to keep in touch with them and trying to give them ways to stay fit and healthy at home. Even myself, I haven't been going to a gym physically. I just work out in my home. So there,
Mm.
Goals is a movement, a lifestyle, a community.
Wow. So the words movement, lifestyle, and community. This is something that's very interesting because in your words earlier, it started also in the U.S., right? And I guess that this is something that was brought about by your love personally for fitness because you do fitness sessions or workouts at home. But would you say, Alex, that it's the same for your family? If I may rephrase the question, why what inspired you to start the business under the fitness category?
Okay, so it's actually an interesting story that not that much people know. Gold's Gym was actually like brought to the Philippines while my mom had her own gym. So my mom's first job after college was actually with Summer's World. She worked her way up and became the president, and she set up in the Philippines and Thailand. Then eventually, like she left to start her own brand. She had Benders and Strands, which was like a luxury, high-end fitness concept. It used to be in Ayala Triangle. But then, like while she was there, she was pirated by Gold's Gym as the general manager for the Philippines for the first branch in Glorieta. Then what happened was she had to close her gym, and she also ended up buying her own franchise for the next branches. And like now they have the master franchisee for Gold. So when I asked my mom that same question, like, why did you get into this? She actually said it's because of the opportunity. Like she saw that it was something that would have a good future. She had the foresight that it would grow into a big business opportunity way back when she was still my age. And because of that, she really decided to get in. She was just lucky as well that she's one of the earliest players in fitness in the Philippines. And there, now, like, some people consider her the mother of Philippine fitness.
Wow, the mother of Philippine fitness. Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's something I don't know pala, no, about Tita. That's wonderful. So on your end, Ron, is it the same in terms of wanting to put a business in terms of fitness? Do you have the same or similar reason as what Alex mentioned? And interesting pala, everyone, we don't know this very, this history about Gold's Gym. I am a Gold's Gym fanatic myself, but I've never known that history. And with upon knowing this story that Alex shared, it makes us want to support the brand further. So, how about you, Ron? What can you say about setting up a business under the fitness category?
Well, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, except for your butt aching when you sit on your first bike, um, I feel there's pretty much no like I started when I saw how a bike is used by a lot of people. Even before this unfortunate pandemic started, bikes were actually being used as a form of commute, especially outside the metro. And seeing like these people use a bike for recreation, for commute, for exercise, for competition, it's just truly special. And there are a lot of bike activities happening prior to this unfortunate times. So we had a lot of bike events such as expos, bike clinics, bike demos, races, fun rides, you name it. Everything was happening already. It was just happening behind the scenes. It was our country have a lot of beautiful mountain trails. It's just everything was behind the scenes. So these things really when I saw these things happening, like it keeps inspiring me to move to carry on. So I just feel that this pandemic just magnified the behavior of people towards bikes. You know what I mean? So it's just I hope this momentum carries on because, as I said, like except for your butt aching, there's pretty much no downside, and I feel a bike has so much good stuff that it could bring.
Okay, that's wonderful, no? And I do agree that dapat tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung fitness. Well, it's not just about the pandemic per se, but it's really to keep our immune system strong nowadays. So, yeah, that's wonderful. Now, I know that it's May 1 and it's not good to reminisce or bring back the past, but I think for our viewers, they'd be more inspired to hear how the pandemic has affected your business and how you were able to cope up. So with that in mind, I'd like to please ask Alex, no, how did how was Gold's Gym during the pandemic?
Well, it was honestly like really difficult because our business is recession proof since fitness is actually something that people like see as a need. But it's really unprecedented that we're not allowed to open because of the health protocols and because of all COVID-19 protocols. So it's been really difficult for us. We had to close several of our branches And until now, we even like had a survey of our members asking if we reopen, they would come back. And it wasn't enough to justify opening and have the ongoing operating expenses. So it's been really tough, but for now, we're just hanging on. We're trying our best just to stay positive and not to focus on things that we can't control. Because we do believe that when all of this blows over, fitness is still going to come back even stronger, and it's going to be a lucrative business again, even bigger than it was before. But for now, we really just have to tighten our belts and like make sure that everybody just survives. So now it's just about surviving for us.
Right, that's very inspiring, Alex. No, because if we look at certain videos or watch videos about how the pandemic has affected businesses, especially with Gold's Gym, no. Now you mentioned ang laki ng operating expenses, and syempre it has something to do with the cash flow. So it's also nice that given that you still find the good side that after all of this is done, it's going to be lucrative. And interestingly, there are a lot of, when I would scroll on Facebook kasi nakikita ko na ang daming ang binibentang equipment, ang dami ng mga home-based exercises. So just curious, did you ever try to change your business strategy or come up with an innovation during the pandemic?
Okay, so during the pandemic, we did try to sell some equipment. And for us, a lot of our equipment is not cheap. So it's not really something that people would readily buy because, like for example, our stationary bikes and our treadmills, they're different from the ones that you see on like Shopee and Lazada. Like it's not just gonna be like 5, 10, 15, 20,000. It's worth like hundreds of thousands because they are the commercial grade. They're designed to be used by hundreds of people every day heavily and not to break. Like they're like built like cars. So it wasn't really easy to sell those equipment. Then what we did try to do instead is we actually sold some of our branches like as a whole. So we got some partners during the pandemic. We really like lowered our prices to get into the gym business. So luckily, like we had some branches that were sold, and that's how we increased our cash flow.
That's very interesting, no? Kasi nowadays there's such thing as selling of businesses. I see a lot of this being posted.
Yeah.
There are also things such as angel investors, venture capitalists. So the pandemic has really brought about several types of business models. And yeah, with what you mentioned, the way that Gold's Gym was able to shift the business or at least survive is to be able to sell branches. No, but are you considering shifting online as a marketing strategy or at least become more digital?
Sorry, shifting
Yeah,
online.
digitally.
Well,
Yeah.
yes and no. We have moved some of the services online, but the thing like with our gym is like our main draw in is really being that place where people come to interact with one another. And like online, there's like so much competition as well. Like, for example, if you want to do yoga, you can even do it for free in so many places, like online and things like that. So now it's really been hard, and it's also been hard to get everyone together since most of our trainers are like freelance. So they all like everyone's doing different things. Like we're just supporting each other in other ways. Like people are online selling or got into different things during the pandemic. So yeah, one thing that we're trying to do as well is like, because Gold's Gym actually has a cafe. So that's what we've also been trying to focus on, like the food delivery. So that's something we're doing for our members and it's open to anyone. So if you want to continue with your fitness goals, 70% is about nutrition. So we can't help right now with the 30% fitness side, which is what people usually trust us for. But we're trying to help people by giving them meal plans, by nutritionists, and help with the delivery.
That's very interesting. So we have with us a brick and mortar store, that's Gold's Gym, and then apart from supporting the employees, the trainers in terms of setting up their own online businesses, what they did, according to Alex, is to also come up with meal plans. And yes, I love statistics kasi, and what Alex said earlier is that 70% is about nutrition. Yeah, and that's definitely true, especially with the pandemic. So thank you for that, Alex. Let me get back to you. Now let's move on to Ron. Okay, so Ron again is the owner of Viper Bicycles, and this type of business is more on product selling as compared to earlier, which started as selling of services, that's Gold's Gym earlier, and then yun na nga, nag-shift siya into selling of food. So that's also product. So naging product and service siya. On your end, Ron, how did the pandemic affect Viper Bicycles?
As I mentioned, the pandemic, because now people are like, wow, like bikes are really, booming and stuff like that. But what I'd say is it's actually pretty much the same because as I mentioned, the pandemic just magnified what was happening. So I'm just really happy that people have seen the importance of bike, and it's really special, like because a bike could do so many things. Um, and of course, how we coped up with it is we had to increase our inventory, because there was a global demand for bikes. So it was tough to the production time was crazy long, the costs were crazy high, and fortunately, like we have been working with really good suppliers and we've maintained good relationships. So we were able to get bikes in our country. Because if not, like we would really run low on stocks, and there's a lot of people who needed it. So we're just happy that people were able to get access. Because from the beginning, our end goal wasn't always to sell the most number of bikes. It's just seeing people in the streets happy with their bikes that we see nowadays. So we're just, it just this makes our work really fulfilling and worthwhile. Just seeing people on their bikes, on the streets nowadays, and people happy about it.
Wonderful, no? It's really, I would like to quote what you said, though. It's really seeing people in their bikes that with what makes you happy. And sa negosyo kasi, for everybody's watching, no, one of the most difficult things to take into consideration is inventory. So these are the bikes of Viper Bicycles earlier that Ron mentioned. In their case, the shift or change in business models during the pandemic was to buy more. So that's very interesting, no? So in terms of your bicycles, Ron, is there something unique or special about them?
We developed a wider range of bike models for beginners, for amateurs, and for competitive riders. And then we just continued to maintain our range of mountain bikes, of folding bikes, of road bikes, of children's bikes. And recently, we have done indoor and electric as well. So indoor and electric are our new product categories that we're in. So we just wanted to cater to a larger customer base, so people would actually be able to try out this wonderful sport and this wonderful hobby. So just expanding our range is our advantage, I think.
That's wonderful, no? And of course, in business, diba, there is a point in time in the life cycle of a business wherein you have to come up with new products. And that is exactly what Viper Bicycles did. So aside from the many, many categories of bikes that I've heard, the folding bikes, I've seen those in the past, children's bikes, those for enthusiasts, those are
Right.
really, and all, tama ba, Ron? You also added electric bikes and indoor stationary bikes, no?
Right.
I would say that there are a few studios also that use these electric bikes. You may music yan ba yun? Is that the same thing? electric bikes?
Ours is a little bit different. We have a stationary bike with a working desk. So it's pretty much for people, like we wanted, because some people wouldn't go out. So we introduced this new model where it's really portable. So you could put it in your bedroom, and there's a desk in front of it, so you could work while cycling. So there's
Wait, that's
pretty much no excuse if you're really like thinking to start a fitness journey. You know.
Yeah, and that's wonderful, especially nowadays it's all work from home. Okay yan. Kasi,
Right,
alam mo, yun,
right.
you have no excuse not to work out. And I myself am guilty of that as well. No?
Right.
So, in terms of the digital realm nowadays, would you say that you are shifting 100% in your business, or it's a mix of both?
We share our launches and initiatives and activities online just so people could see what we're doing. But no, like we really prefer to work closely with our dealers and distributors because we feel that nothing replaces the experience of going in a bike shop and actually seeing the bikes around the store and choosing the right size, speaking with very passionate bike owners and bike staff and bike mechanics, and actually getting to see bike accessories, getting upgrade recommendations. It's just really special going in a bike shop. You should definitely try, and I encourage everyone to try it out because you'd see a lot, and it's very positive in a bike shop. So yeah, we don't because all these bike shops um, are doing a good job already, and they actually have online stores. So if you couldn't go in the shop, you could check out their Facebook pages, their Instagram, and they're all available. So they're pretty much doing the job for us, and we don't want to sell more online because we want them to have more business.
Business model yan because you're also helping others in terms of the supply chain, diba? To
Right,
earn as
right,
well, no? So
right.
that
Sorry, you got cut off a little bit. I think there's some audio difficulties.
hi, Ron.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, so yeah.
There, yeah.
My question earlier was in terms of the dealers and distributors, it's another way to or expand business. Did you have this before the pandemic, or was it a part of the change in business models as well?
No, well, ever since we started, we really supported our dealers and distributors nationwide. So we just have our online for just showing like initiatives, campaigns. Like if we have a bike clinic in a certain school, or if we have like a race, or it's just like to encourage people to try this fitness activity. That's pretty much it. So we prefer to support these deals and encourage people to go in a bike shop and talk with these very passionate bike owners and bike staff because they know better than us and they are even more passionate than I am right now. Sorry, your audio is
Or
getting
it's cut
cut.
again.
We'll be back shortly. This is Dear Door, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Ngayong May sa Home Not Alone, Songs from Home with Papa Gio, Karen Sita, Nonoy, Jessica Villarubin, MYMP, Anissa Bonaobra, and Michael Maniago, and the Gibbs Sisters. O, wag ka absent ha dahil back-to-back na. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. California time. O Thursdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Philippine time. For sure, back-to-back din ang kwentuhan, kulitan, kantahan at tawanan. Home Not Alone, Songs from Home with Papa Gio. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio, Los Angeles.
Hi, this is Jaya. Pinoy music ba hanap mo? Well, download the V81 Radio mobile app available at the App Store and Google Play Store. Free now, free forever. Ganun!
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Dear Door, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
All right, hello again, everyone. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I'd like to call back on screen Alex and Ron. So earlier we were talking about how Gold's Gym and Viper Bicycles were able to shift their business models and also cope up during the pandemic. So as I was saying earlier with Ron, or talking about dealers and distributors, it's interesting because Viper is not only providing bicycles for end consumers, but also for dealers and distributors alike. So, Ron, is it possible for anyone, like for our viewers watching, to become a dealer of Viper bicycles?
Yes, definitely they could. We're really encouraging people. You know, because broadening our network would actually give more people, you know, accessibility to a bike. So we're really happy, and I'm sure this will increase the people on this on the roads and the mountains actually trying out this wonderful sport and fitness activity. So yeah, there's challenges if you start digitally. I'd say if I were to name some challenges that people would face are probably, there's imitation goods, there's inferior products, and there's like information that's published inaccurately. So these are just some things that people should be aware before actually trying to start online, especially for the bike category, because you'll be facing some competition from some online marketers. So it's just a word of advice that I hope people share and publish better and sure information online. So that's just my only call.
Oh, that's very nice of you to share that, no? Because people would think it's that easy to set up online businesses, and of course with fake news and inferior goods,
Right.
diba? Everything nowadays kasi nasa Shopify, nasa Lazada na lahat,
Right,
no?
right.
So in terms of identifying or making sure that this is for end consumers, no? In terms of ensuring that they are buying the right product, no? What tips can you give those who are shoppers of online products?
I think just because there's really a lot already of online marketers who just share a lot of information. You know, I'm sure all of your news feeds are cluttered with so many stuff already. So it's actually tough. I just would say probably go to an authorized distributor or an authorized bike dealer, because they would guide you through the experience of buying your first bike or for a new bike. It would be more accurate in that way. So yeah, we're not saying like online marketers or resellers are bad. It's just that we hope that information online would be shared and published better and truer. So it gives people a chance to read like better stuff, and not like just, I don't know, like nonsense or false information.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why there are a lot of stars, reviews, right? And it's
Yeah.
also important for those who want to buy online. In view of that, I'd also like to ask Alex, no, what is your view in terms of those who purchase online?
Well, I think that purchasing online is really a reality now, and everyone has been doing it. But if you actually look at the trend around the world, especially like in countries like the US and in Europe, it's already been the norm. So I think it just made it faster, especially for Filipinos, to buy stuff online, given everything that happened. It's so hard to go out. I think that it's really convenient, and they're actually like fully for buying online.
Yeah, the comfort of your own homes nga, diba? So, in terms of the other trends in business, kasi Alex was mentioning parang trends na ngayon sa fitness industry. What other fitness trends do you see with the quote-unquote, no, gasgas na to, pero I'd still call it new normal? I'd probably ask Alex first.
I think that fitness trend is going to be that more people will be getting into fitness in the future because everyone realized now that no matter how much you invest in your business or in your career, at the end of the day, if you don't have health, it doesn't matter. Like people are realizing that health should be the number one priority because if you don't enjoy your health, you can't enjoy anything at all in your life. Like none of the success, nothing will really matter if you're not healthy. And people will be seeing fitness as preventative medicine that's going to boost your immunity. And I really see that more and more people are going to be open to going to the gym, not just for like aesthetic reason, but really mainly for health.
That's wonderful. Sabi nga nila, di ba, para saan pa lahat ng trinatrabaho mo if you're not healthy? So, yeah, I do agree and fully support what you said, Alex. So, how about you, Ron? On the side of a business such as yours that has already been there, already grown through the supply chain, and has already come up with innovative products now. What are fitness trends that you've been observing or that you can say can happen during the new normal and moving forward?
I've noticed like there are virtual fitness classes for cycling, believe it or not, for yoga, for spinning. They're really cool gym home setups as well. And just the classic like walking or jogging or biking around the neighborhood. So yeah, these things are really good. Like seeing people do this, just walking or running. Because fitness, you could basically just do anything. It doesn't have to be, like you don't have to set unrealistic or impossible fitness goals. It's just pretty much, you know, a few minutes a day of doing something. It's already a start of your fitness journey.
Mm. I agree, no? It should really be a part of our daily routine, diba?
Yeah.
Especially with, everything's so accessible nowadays
Right.
online. So simply turn on, use
Yeah.
your cell phone, diba? Parang
Right. Right.
watch YouTube, and yeah, of
Yeah.
course, with
Yeah.
Viber bicycles, especially for those, for the lucky winner, rather, no? And you can work while exercising. That's very interesting. Now, we have a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna be going a little bit cheesy for to Alex and Ron. My question is, let's start with Alex on this now. So, what is your philosophy in terms of health and fitness, Alex?
Okay, so my main philosophy in terms of health is to work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. I am an advocate of anti-bullying and also women empowerment. So I personally know how much it's easy to self-loathe yourself, to have a low body image and a low self-esteem because you're not happy with something in your body. But that's something that I really want to break and really want to change. I want to challenge people to love their body no matter what state it's in, not just in the end goal, because that's what's actually going to push you into really achieving your best body. It's not about how it looks, but how you feel about it. Because when you feel good about your body, even whilst reaching gently for something better, that's when you're actually going to make the progress and enjoy fitness and enjoy having your most hot and sexy body.
Very inspiring, no? Yeah, it's our bodies are God given, when we should take care of them. So we should definitely love our bodies, and how else? Through, of course, the proper health and fitness routine. Thank you for that, Alex. How about you, Ron? What is your philosophy on health and fitness?
I think it's just keeping things in balance. As I said, there's no need to overexert yourself or set impossible fitness goals. Just a few minutes each day of any type of activity, it really does help your physical and mental health. So yeah, just keep things simple and just no need to get those perfect abs or anything. It's just pretty much for your physical and mental health. And I feel I'd like you to connect on something or someone that would give you a spark or give you some sort of inspiration to keep going, in your business or fitness journey. You have endless choices, and it doesn't have to be a bike. It could be anything.
That's wonderful, no? You have endless choices, and that's something that I also would tell those who are watching. There are a lot of opportunities. However, we just have to choose which ones we're gonna take, no?
Right.
And that's very nice of you to share that, Ron. Now, again, this segment is about business and passion. So, for all of the aspiring individuals, be it whether they'd like to set up a business or jump into a career in fitness, may I please ask some words of advice from you and Alex? Let's start with Alex, please. Hi, Alex. I think you're on mute again.
There we go. So some
Yeah.
advice for anyone that wants to get into business is that when you feel afraid to do something, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, but sometimes it means that you actually should go ahead and do it because going out of your comfort zone is really scary, and there will be parts of you that's always going to try to keep you within your box, keep you within your bubble, but it's outside of there where change and where growth and where the opportunities really lie. So don't let fear hold you back. Feel it, acknowledge it, and go ahead and do it anyway. Now is a great time to start a business because we are having a blank slate. Like with everything that was destroyed, it's actually giving us an opportunity to start anew and start any way and anything that we want.
Wonderful. So again, don't let your fears hold you back, right? And of course, now again is a good time to start a business. Plus, don't forget to, of course, be healthy and fit all the time because yes, exercise helps. You get those happy hormones that we always want every day to keep us positive, right, and energetic, no matter what. Okay,
Mhm.
now thank you for that, Alex. Very inspiring words. Now let's go to Ron. Any advice that you'd like to give those who wanna start a business in fitness, perhaps, or those who want to enter a career in fitness?
Yeah, I think it's just asking questions, being original, being inspired, and just be excited about whatever you're pursuing. Because at the end of the day, once you're excited about something or anything, challenges would be much easier. And don't ever stop learning. Like as I said, there's endless opportunities. There are challenges. It's not easy all the time. Like for us, maintaining a balance, consistent balance between our work operations and making sure that everyone's safe in our company is also a challenge. But just like for me, it's just keeping everyone positive, everyone motivated, everyone positive, everyone responsible um, during this tough time. So I'd say just be excited about making meaningful and impactful change. It would really make things easier, I feel.
Wonderful, no? Wow, the question was cheesy, and yes, I did get very cheesy answers as well. And I'd like to quote again, no? I remember what Ron said earlier, the words positivity, motivation, don't forget to ask questions. These are simply what entrepreneurs are doing. And even if they're already very good at business, they still continue to learn. As what Ron mentioned earlier, also, it's all about continuous learning. So before we end the question and answer portion, may I please ask Alex perhaps to share or plug any announcements, and also to share to our viewers how they can reach you and even Gold's Gym online. Alex?
Okay. Thank you so much. So everyone, we are still going to be updating everyone through our social media pages. That's Gold Stream Philippines on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With regards to updates on our operating schedule, it depends on MECQ and on everything else that will be happening. We always, of course, have to follow all the protocols and all the guidelines set by our government. So please bear patience with us as we continually have to adopt along with everyone else. Thank you for your continued support and patience. And you can reach me also on Instagram and Facebook at Alex Dayrit. So feel free to drop me a message there. I'm always online.
Thank you very much. And Ron, any last words, plugs?
Well, don't connect with their socials because I'm sure you have a lot of brands in your newsfeed already. But what I'd like to say is, as I said earlier, I hope you could connect with something or someone that sparks, gives you a spark or keeps you going, instead of being forced to follow this, follow that. I think it's just finding what you really want to follow, so you could start your fitness journey or start your business journey. It's just as I said, you have endless choices. It doesn't have to start with a bike. It could be anything. I just like to especially mention also before we end is I'd like to especially mention people who've inspired me also. My family, my friends, our employees, our customers, and every single biker out there, and every fitness enthusiast. And of course, I'd like to especially thank all our frontliners, especially those who go to work with a bike. I know I'm being biased again, but it's really tough for them to go to the hospital or go to the supermarket and they're doing our country a great job, and they're doing our whole world a great job. So just braving the long distance and these heroic acts that they're doing, it's just really inspirational, and it keeps all of us going. So thank you, and let's carry on this momentum, and I hope everything gets better.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Tan of Viper Bicycles and Miss Alex Dayrit of Gold's Gym. So thank you very much again to these wonderful guests of mine. So we are done with our question and answer portion. And before we go to the next segment, let us all stand by for a quick break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Dear Door, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Reaching out to Filipinos worldwide, the now of digital entertainment with studios in Manila, Bacolod, Hong Kong, and Los Angeles, California. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
All right, so hello again, everyone. So we are here in a very special segment of Dear Door, wherein someone would usually write a letter and then we will give some advice. So we have a letter from Miss Christina, and she writes, Dear Door, I got furloughed on my previous job due to the pandemic, but I was able to save up to start an online business on the side. I was thinking of going on a 1-year employment break to focus on the business that I've been trying to put off. I want to know your insights on how and where I should start. I'm leaning towards starting a food or fashion retail business, as I'm passionate in both areas. Hoping for your advice on the current demand of the market. Love, Christina. Christina, thank you very much for writing to Dear Door. It's really wonderful. And I know na madami pong nakaka-experience ng ganitong storya, no? Na, there are a lot of people, sad stories about employees who were laid off of their jobs, no? But again, especially with how positive and motivating our earlier guests were, there is always an opportunity out there for everyone. So like what Christina said, when she was laid off, nagkaroon naman siya ng opportunity to possibly start a business. So, Christina, what I'd say is that, and I read in your letter, no, you're passionate about food and fashion. So that's number one. Okay yan. Kasi it's your love eh. Kasi nga, in this segment, or in this season, episode launch rather, importante yung passion when it comes to starting a business. Mas madali siya. All right? It may not make it very easy because ang dami mo pang kailangan gawin, and I would give a few more guidelines later on how you can start, no? But then, with passion kasi, kahit anong mangyari, you'll still be okay. All right? So again, it's a good start. However, it's always important to study the market first. The good thing is that we are all digital. So you could see competitors online, the players rather, kung sino yung mga nandyan na, okay? Yung mga nagbebenta ng pagkain, ng retail, di ba? When you mentioned fashion, madami din yan. Okay, it may be clothes, shoes. So there are a lot of categories. And I would say that you choose first, no? Kung ano yung category na gusto mong unahin. Mahirap kasi syempre isabay ang food and fashion right away. Although, you can be a serial entrepreneur like myself in the future. So, first, if it were going to be a food business, and napakadaming food businesses out there, no? Kahit madami yan, there's still going to be a demand. And why? Because everybody is ordering online. So, but first, what you have to do is to come up with a sample. Magluto ka, di ba? Mag-prototype ka, and then patikim mo. Hindi sa sarili mo, pero sa posibleng market mo, sa customers mo. Kasi may tinatawag tayo dyan na customer profiling. So, hahanap ka ng kaibigan or kamag-anak, no, that fits the customer's profile, and then let them try it out. And don't be scared. Ask questions, di ba? Kung meron kang mga kakilalang nagluluto, mga chef, food technologies, ask the experts. And also, ang maganda ngayon kasi, madami na ring communities online. And you can ask there. So that's about food. However, you should also consider that you need to have what we call the unique selling proposition. Ano kaya ang naiiba sa'yo? Diba? Importante yan para mas madali mo din siyang ibenta. So if you already have that recipe, again, let your target market try it out and get as much comments and suggestions from them. Now, if it's in terms of fashion naman, no, ang nakikita ko kasing hindi naman nauuso, but something that's a trend right now kasi is to support local. So consider supporting local farmers, suppliers. No? That's why we have what we call social enterprises, because that's what's happening nowadays. Because of the pandemic, mas naging supportive tayo sa mga local providers or communities. And masarap ito sa puso, no, na nakakatulong tayo sa iba. Another trend in terms of fashion retail is also being eco-friendly and sustainable. So again, to cut it short, no, everything's online these days. So the world of digitization is definitely very helpful. In the same manner as what I mentioned earlier, no, dun sa food business mo, no, whatever of the two you want to start, also check yung competitors mo and also the market. Iba ang diskarte for food and fashion retail, but the good thing again is that you are passionate about it. So if you want to know more, let's talk. All right, so contact me at Dear Door PH on Facebook and Instagram. Again, Dear Door is available in 14 digital platforms: YouTube, Facebook Live, Amazon Fire TV, TuneIn, Alexa, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitchers, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. V81 Radio can also be heard in all Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Note that this is available only in selected countries like US, Canada, or where Alexa is available. So there you have it, everyone. What a wonderful day to start May. Happy Labor Day again, everyone. And again, to recap what we've had, we've learned from Miss Alex Dayrit of Gold's Gym and Mr. Ron Tan of Viper Bicycles. And to quote them again, they said, don't let fear hold you back. Now is a great time to start a business. And ask questions. Don't stop learning. Always have that positive mindset. And with passion, you are going to go a long way. And of course, with our theme today, there will definitely be a lot of opportunities for those who wish to start a business in fitness or who wish to have a career in business. And for our letter sender, Christina, hi, thank you very much again. And in the next episodes, please do send Dear Door letters, and I will be more than happy to share advice and also ask our experts on how you can jumpstart your career or business. So yes, profession and business, whatever it may be, is hard, but it is, of course, through proper planning and, of course, through continuous learning that we become better every day. In the words of Nelson Mandela, always remember that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So this has been your life coach, Dear Door, wishing you a pleasant evening. Goodbye, everyone.
an online community for the youth, aspiring entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, OFWs, SMEs, and social enterprises. Let Dear DORE guide you as you build your personal, professional, and business goals. Dear DORE will certainly be with you as you embark your journey and achieve desirable results. Write to Dear DORE and be inspired by like-minded industry leaders who will share their experiences with the community. This is Dear DORE with your host, Dorelene Villanueva Dimaunahan. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Philippine time, exclusively on V81 Radio Worldwide. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.